Happy morning to all of you. Here we have a thought. Accept no one's definition of your life. Define yourself. This famous thought is written by Robert Frost. You know, we have already studied a poem, Dust of Snow, written by Robert Frost. Today, we will revise the another poem by Robert Frost. Yes, this is the poem Fire and Ice. This is the second poem of your book, written by Robert Frost, the American poet, and he is also called the nature poet. Yes, here we have the story map of the poem. First of all, theme of the poem: human emotions like lust, desire, hatred, intolerance, etc. can be destructive and bring about the end of the world if not controlled. Means uncontrolled desire and hatred can bring the end of the world. Rhyming scheme: the poem follows ABA, ABC, BCB rhyming scheme. The poem uses imagery associated with heat and light and emotions such as burning, pain and coldness. Means in this poem, human emotions are compared to fire and ice. Poetic devices used: alliteration. Alliteration, I have already explained to you, that repetition of consonant sound beginning of the words. Some say. So sound, repetition of so sound here. And next, favor, fire, repetition of first sound. Next, the poet used symbolism. This is to symbolize something. Fire, for example, fire represent desire. Fire is a symbol of desire, human desires here. And ice is a symbol of hatred. Hatred means to hate someone, the feeling of hate, to hate someone. Assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds in a series of words or a sentence, like I hold with those who favor fire. Here, which vowel sound is repeated again and again? O sound is repeated here. So assonance is poetic device here used. Short summary: some people feel that the world will end in fire, others say it will end in ice. The poet says both of them are capable of destroying the world. Fire is equated with desire, lust, and ice is equated with hatred. Both can destroy this world. Now, this is our poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice it is also great and would suffice. Let's take first two lines. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. In these lines, the poet is talking about two theories held by people about how the world will be destroyed. The first group of people thinks that fire will cause the destruction of the world. Now, let's understand the scientific concept of these two lines. It means that Earth's core will heat up to an extremely high temperature. Then the heat will eventually reach the surface of the planet, and then everything on the surface will be destroyed. It will be destroyed beyond repair. And the second theory says just the opposite. Instead of destruction by heat, some people believes in the theory that world will freeze till all the species of plants and animals will become extinct, disappear once and for all. Hence, this theory is based on the power of ice, which will change the living condition on earth. In the next lines, the poet compares them with human emotion. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. In these lines, the poet tries to outline the merits of the first theory. He praised the theory about the destruction of the earth by fire. He compares the fire with human passion and desire. Means fire is compared with uncontrolled desire and passion. He also says that he is quite familiar with the desire. He has experience of desire and he knows the bad effects of uncontrolled desire. He also knows about the capability of desire which can be produced in human beings. With this knowledge in his mind, the poet frankly agrees with those people who believe that the world will be burned to ash. The world will be ended by fire. Next lines, but if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. In these lines, the poet stops discussing the first theory now and goes on to talk about the theory about the destruction of earth by ice. Though he does not deny the first theory about fire, he simply considers what might happen if the earth were to be destroyed a second time. Then how the second time it will be destroyed? He is sure that the second time ice and the freezing temperatures will be enough to destroy the earth and life. Here the poet compares ice with hatred, feeling of hate. He says that hatred is also an emotion that he is familiar with. Means he has also experienced hatred and its bad effects. He knows the kind of danger can arise from hatred. He concludes that both ice age and hatred can cause to destroy the world and life for second time. Now these are some keynotes of the poem. If you want, you can write these in your notebooks also. These are very useful for quick revision of the poem. First, and these are in very simple language, so you can easily understand them. The poet talks about the two different beliefs regarding the end of this world. He says that he is in the favor of those who say this world will end in fire, as he has seen the effect and result of uncontrolled and unending desires of humans. He finds the human desires same as fire in its nature. On the other hand, the second belief tells that ice is sufficient for destroying this world, and the poet compares the nature of ice with hatred of humans. As ice can make a part of body numb. Numb means without moving, unconscious. And ice can make a part of body numb with its prolonged contact. Prolonged means for a long time. Like hatred can also give numbness to our mind and thoughts and make us insensitive and cruel. The speaker brings us into the middle of an argument between people who think the world will come to a fiery end and people who think the world will freeze. Author is talking about the literal end of the world, but he is also talking about the power that human beings have to harm or destroy one another. Now these are some comprehension question. Now you have understood the poem very well, so you can do these questions yourself. The second question is also comprehension question. Next, these are some short answer type question. Write down the two different views about the end of the world. This is very simple question. You can do this very well. To say that for destruction, ice is also great for the poet. What does ice stand for? How is it sufficient to bring destruction? You can also do this question. Question number third, briefly write about the ideas about how the world will end. These three questions are alike. You can do this question, and I suggest you again and again, just do practice in written when you compose an answer. Next, some HOTS questions. Question number 1, discuss how extreme behavior can hasten the end of the world with respect to fire and ice. In this question, you have to compare human behavior with the human behavior as a cause of destruction. And you can give the references from the poem also, if you understand the summary of the poem and you prepare the keynotes. Question number 2, how will the world end? Support your answer with scientific explanation. I have already explained in first 2 lines, so you write down this properly with reference to the poem. And when you write down an answer regarding poem, so first of all you can give the introduction of the poem and poet into 1 or 2 lines, and then you write down your answer. It will be very effective. So you are to attempt these answers in 100 to 150 words. Compose these very well and do practice in written. Thank you and have a nice learning.